everyone, welcome back to Drill Coding. In this video, we'll understand typecasting in Java. So let's get started. Let's start with a simple question. Why do we need typecasting? So imagine your program receive an integer value, but another part of the program expects a double. Or maybe you have a decimal value, but your application only wants whole numbers. These situations happen very often in real projects. To solve this problem, Java provides typecasting because sometimes our program needs to convert one data type into another, and this conversion is called typecasting. Now let's understand the actual meaning of typecasting. It's simply the process of converting one data type into another. For example, converting an int into a double or a double into an int. So Java supports two types of conversions. One happens automatically, and for other one we have to write additional code. Now let's understand it one by one with a simple example. Imagine you have a 1 liter bottle and a 5 liter bucket. If you pour 1 liter of water into the bucket, everything fits perfectly. But if you try to pour 5 liters into the 1 liter bottle, some water will spill out. Typecasting works in exactly the same way. When we move from a smaller data type to a larger one, everything fits safely. But when we move from a larger type to a smaller one, some information may be lost. Now let's see implicit typecasting. So here we have an integer variable number. Then we assigned it directly to a double variable. Notice that we didn't write any special conversion code here because Java automatically converts the integer value into a double, because a double can easily store an integer value without losing any information. That's why this conversion is completely safe. So Java follows this order when performing automatic conversion. As we move downward, each data type can store more information than the previous one. Since the destination type has enough memory to hold the value, Java performs the conversion automatically. That's why this is called widening conversion. So this is the opposite situation. Here we have a double value, but we want to store it inside an integer variable. So Java won't allow this automatically because a double contains a decimal part. So we explicitly tell Java to perform the conversion by writing the target data type inside parentheses. This is called explicit casting. This is one of the most important concepts to understand. Many beginners think Java rounds the number, but that's not true. Java simply removes the decimal part. So 95.75 becomes 95. This is called data loss, and it's the main reason Java doesn't perform this conversion automatically. Okay, now let's combine everything into a complete Java program. So let's open Eclipse. Okay, now let me explain each line. So here we are creating a class typecasting demo. Then this is the main method here. Here we are creating an integer variable number and assign the value 50. Since number is of type int, so it can only store whole numbers. That's why we are assigning 50 here. In next line, here we are storing an int value inside a double variable, and we did not write any casting operator here because Java automatically converts the integer value into double. So this 50 will become 50.0. Here we are simply printing this. Here we have created a double variable price and assigned the value 199.99. Because it's a double, so it can store decimal values. In next line, we are converting this double into an int. And Java cannot do this automatically because an int cannot store the decimal part. So we explicitly tell Java to perform the conversion by writing int here before the variable. This is called explicit typecasting. Now let's run this program. So we got the output here 50.0. 50 is converting into 50.0 in implicit typecasting. And in explicit typecasting, 199.99 becomes 199. Let me explain one more thing. Where did this 0.99 go? So Java did not round the value to 200. Instead, it will remove the decimal part and kept only the whole number. This is called data loss. And it's the reason Java asks us to perform explicit typecasting manually. So the first conversion from int to double happened automatically because it was safe. But the second conversion from double to int required manual casting because some data could be lost. And I highly recommend you to pause the video here, type this program yourself in Eclipse, then run it and observe the output. because when you write and run the code yourself, it will help you to remember this concept much better than simply watching it. Before we finish, let's talk about a few common mistakes. So many beginners believe Java round decimal values during casting, but it doesn't. Remember, if you are converting from a larger type to a smaller one, you must use explicit casting, and always be aware that some data may be lost. So that's all for today's video. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. See you in the next video. Till then, keep learning, keep coding.